novel. Okay.
Yeah. Did you find it?
I just told you.
Yeah, but he's one of like 3 or 4
It didn't say
authors
that, but he has a lot of books.
That's been in best-selling categories in like every category you could be in, or something weird like that.
I mean, it doesn't say that on his Wikipedia, but it does say that he has a novel. And he co-wrote 2 children's books. And he has 3 #1 bestsellers: Tales from Margaritaville, Where is Joe Merchant? And that's the fiction list. And his memoir, A Pirate Looks at 50.
Yeah.
On the nonfiction list. Yeah. No, he's a smart dude. We're talking about Jimmy Buffett for those of you who are watching on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Buffett is quite the man. And
he is quite the man. I felt like you got really offended when I said he's the Shania Twain of lyrics.
I did, because look,
I love that I got your number on something. I got your goat on something, because you're usually unflappable.
All right, here's the thing.
Don't you say nothing about Vinny's.
I feel I've taken the Jimmy Buffett route in life.
Okay.
Right? I'm from the same area. I came from the deep South. He's from, like, I don't know, Alabama or Mississippi, or both of those.
Are you about to go on do a really long speech right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You need to go to the bathroom?
Just go. Just go.
Why?
Say it.
Why?
I just feel like we've been talking about Jimmy Buffett for 20 minutes, and I want to talk about fitness.
No, look, this guy, this guy was in my backyard helping me, and he comes around, they help me a lot. His company does. And he said to me, he made some reference to, being retired. And I said, well, who's retired? He goes, well, you. And I said, how do you figure?
People say that to me and Lauren all the time too. Well, you guys are retired. I was like, what? How old do you think we are?
I'm like, well, so I went, I'm not retired. He goes, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I said, no, I'm not offended. I said, I get it. You never see me leaving to go to work. I guess most people's houses that you work at, someone leaves and goes to a job at some point. And he goes, yeah, I guess you're right. And he was really embarrassed by it. Right. And he goes, well, do you mind me asking what you do? Now I have to say something to this guy. Right.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say. Right. So I said, well, I used to be a fitness trainer most of my life. Did that for close to 40 years. And he goes, oh, you mean like a trainer? I said, no, not like a trainer. I was a trainer.
Right.
He goes, well, do you still do that? I mean, you said you work from home. And I said, no, I can't really train people anymore because I'm busy. And he goes, well, what keeps you busy? And I'm trying my best not to, I don't know what to tell this guy, right?
Yeah.
Mainly
you're a businessman. I got businesses.
But
that's what businessmen say, by the way. They were like, I'm a businessman. You're like, oh.
But you see, I'm caught off guard because my whole life I've been a trainer, but now I know I can't lie to this guy about.
Well, you're not lying. If you're a businessman, you have businesses.
But he's going to say, what kind of business?
Monkey and then you tell
business? Him. Right.
Monkey business.
I said, I do a podcast. And he goes, wow, I didn't realize you can make money doing that. And I said, well, no. So now I'm really stuck, right? Because I don't know how to lie. Like, I don't know how to make up stuff.
At this point, he thinks you do OnlyFans. Like he's like, all right, this guy's.
Yeah. Now I think he thinks I'm up to nefarious stuff like drug dealer or something, right?
Drug dealer, OnlyFans.
Guy doesn't.
You do a podcast? Okay.
Yeah, you got a podcast in that house, huh? Can I buy an ounce of that podcast? Like,
yeah.
Like, so he's a really smart guy. He owns this company that, and he gets other workers to work for him. And I'm like, oh God, now I'm in it and I don't know how to walk out of it. right? And he goes, the podcast doesn't make money. And I went, no. He goes, why do you do it?
Because Anna makes me.
Yeah, Anna's got some sauces to sell. I don't know why
We're not quite sure, sir. We're not entire. We haven't.
So I literally turned to him and I said, because I was doing some yard work, you know, like when I go out there, I'm doing yard work when I have other people doing yard work with me. And I said, you really want to know what? And he goes, well, when you put it like that, yeah. And I'm like, okay. I don't know why I'm telling you the story, but I said, well, I got really lucky and I wrote a book and the book kind of became a thing. And I make money on the book. And he goes, wow, what's the book called? And I said, Fitness Confidential. It's out there. And he goes, wow, can I buy this book? And I went, yeah, you come in the house and give you a copy. You don't have to buy it. And he goes, oh, I appreciate it. So I'm doing some work and all of a sudden he goes, oh shit. And I'm like, obviously he's found a snake because there's snakes all up. And I turn around to see the snake and he's staring at his phone. He goes, man, why were you lying to me? And I'm like, about what? He goes, you've done 3 movies. You know, you got this, you got that. You know, Dr. Drew. He goes, you know, Dr. Drew? And I went, yeah, I know Dr. Drew. He goes, you know, Dr. Drew. And I went, yeah, I know Dr. Drew. He was like flabbergasted over the Dr. Drew part of things. And he goes, he looks at me and he goes, huh? I said, what's wrong? And he goes, you don't seem like a guy that could do all that stuff. I started laughing. I went, I know. I'm not.
You got really lucky because you're saying that you got really lucky because you seem like a guy who couldn't turn on a computer in 2012.
And
but now you can. No, you're producing now. You're doing Jimmy Buffett tunes.
Yeah. But you know, the bottom line to all of it, Anna, is
you got me on board for 11 years.
Yeah. You
must have done something.
I can lie to a chick for 11 years. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how everything works. Is like, I don't when people go, what do you do for a living? It's like, what do you go? Well, I do a lot of movies and, because that seems so douchey coming out of my mouth. Right. And when you go, I own a vitamin company. Yeah. People hear that, then they think you're rich. And then when they think then my prices are going to go up with that guy, And by the way, folks, I'm not getting rich in vitamins yet.
But people think that. That's like when I was on television, people are like, you're a millionaire. I was like,
they think automatically you're on television, you're a millionaire.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the concept of the journeyman working actor, which I very much was and still am with voiceover. But like, listen, I have to be selective what I tell people because it doesn't make sense. Because some people will be like, yeah, I do voiceover. I'm the female voice of NBC. And that sounds like pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
And yet most of my time is spent building Eat Happy Kitchen. So now I, like when I was at the post office today, sending my books to the buyers who came to the fancy food show, I was talking to the guy who's local, works behind the counter at the post office. And I was like, I do sauces and spices and I sell them locally and you should go get them because I'm trying to get everybody in town to buy them.
Right.
And so it's mostly about that, but really it's really weird to be like, well, I'm a comic and a voice talent, but I also sell sauces and spices. And then I also sell cookbooks. And then my husband and I do comedy on stage. What? Like none of it makes sense. So I just don't tell people that much. So I get what you're saying.
That's my problem. I got caught because usually at a dinner party, I'll just go, I'm in the fitness business and people will go, oh, that's nice. And you can move on. But I'm working.
They're like, oh, he probably owns a gym.
Yeah. I'm side by side with this guy who's now having conversation because he's done a lot of work for us and the whole thing. And he brings his crew. And so now he's looking around going, so you're not retired? And he caught me off guard.
Oh, he was the guy. I thought he was a neighbor. He was the guy there to do some of the yard work.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. That's why you don't want to tell him what you do, because then he'll charge you more money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
I'm not saying you have the money, but sometimes it could come off that way.
well, yeah. But also how
much money do you have?
A lot. How much do you want this guy to know is the question, right? It's like, he's a nice guy. He's been around for about a year. You know,
Right.
we give him a lot of work and the whole thing. And he's a friendly guy. He's a personable guy.
Yeah.
And I got caught off guard. And, you know, when he said, so you're not retired, I was like, no, I'm not. And then he wanted to know what I did with my life. And I don't feel like I should be making up stories to this guy that I would do at a dinner party, where I can just shuck someone off by going, I'm in a fitness business. You know, that, oh, he's a trainer, he's whatever, he owns a gym or whatever.
You actually probably could have said, I'm in the fitness business. I feel like that's a good solid, people would be satisfied with that.
But he caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Right. Because he started with, so you're not retired? And I was like, no, I work a lot. I even told him at one point, I said, you know, whenever we're working and I have a shovel in my hand too, and I'm talking to myself, I'm usually on the phone talking to my business partner.
Oh, I was going to say, are you on the phone with phone callers?
No, with that, I have to pay attention more, you know, because I have to listen to what they say.
Don't tell that to Andy.
I'll go for a walk with those people.
Yeah.
You know, because I can walk.
I love a walk and talk.
Yeah, I love a walk and talk, and it keeps me knowing what to say when I do the consults. And you know, did I tell you that we've ever since Mike Rowe, been getting record numbers of people signing up every day for my newsletter.
That's great.
And as a matter of fact, Chris and the guys called me and said, you need to start sending out a newsletter more often, because people are signing up and you're not sending anything. So I'm gonna
once or twice a month, send a thing.
I'm thinking 3 times a month, or if I have something pertinent to say, because, you know, gobs of people are still coming in every day. And so I'm going to start doing more of that.
I know, it's pretty cool. I really hope you go on Mike Rowe for a follow-up, because I feel like you guys have more to talk about.
I don't
think you discussed it all.
I think I may end up being one of those people who end up on Mike Rowe again. He's had very few people that's been on twice.
Oh, really?
But my understanding, well, not my understanding, I've heard my name mentioned on Mike Rowe, because I'm a regular listener,
right,
at least 2 more times after my show. I've never heard that happen to anyone else. And one of the phone callers said, oh no, he's mentioned you more than that. So apparently I made an impression. I must have, because we're still getting gobs of people coming in every day. So welcome. This is like 8 weeks down the road, a couple of months.
Yeah, but there's got to be even more newbies. Listeners. I had somebody, maybe it was Instagram, I can't remember, but somebody posted, they're like, I'm on day 3. And I was like, get it. That's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Welcome. Go back. If you're listening to this, go back right after Vinny was on Mike Rowe, about 2 months. You and I did a bunch of 2 Friday shows that were NSNG 101 and NSNG 101 part 2.
Yes.
Go back and listen to those. They're the most comprehensive we've ever been about NSNG. Like,
as a matter of fact, around the time of this podcast, we're doing another Friday show. And I mean, it's going to be whenever she comes on Friday, we don't mess around the way I feel like messing around today, because it's, you know, Anna and I have been putting a lot of shows out. We don't talk anymore. We used to do this kind of show every now and again. We're going to get to some fitness here in a minute. But we haven't done house cleaning like this in a while.
No, we haven't.
We just play a few songs and just talk a bit. And so, you know, I just feel like talking today.
I actually really, really relate to your struggle of like what to say that you do, because it is kind of hard to explain, and you don't want to sound douchey, but you don't want to like, it's like, I don't know, somehow I managed to cobble together a living.
Yeah. Hey, guy.
And I'm lucky enough to get to work from home.
Yeah. Hey, guy that seems to always be able to pay us. You know, how do you do this? I don't know. You know, I still work my ass off. That's all I could tell anyone. I put in 70, 80 hours a week. If I add it up, I'm sure I put in that kind of time every week.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not even counting tweeting to every single person. As a matter of fact, this is coming out in a few weeks, but Anna, I went like 24 hours without tweeting.
Oh my gosh, your backlog must have been crazy.
I didn't even go back to it because I was locked out of my own Twitter because we changed the password.
Oh.
One of the guys changed the password and then I went, wait, it's not working for me. And we couldn't figure out how to get me back onto my own Twitter. And I kept saying,
happened to me before.
Have I been pulled down from Twitter? It's like, no, we're on. I'm like, okay, you're on my Twitter, but I can't get on my Twitter. And since I don't let anyone speak for me, I didn't even let them put up a thing going, hey, Vinny, who's not here right now, can't talk to you, because that would have seemed weird. So I did nothing. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what I have here. Delta Airlines, Anna. How about that Delta Airlines?
Hopefully by the time that this podcast comes out, stuff got resolved, but they are talking about the pilots are striking. I'm about to get on a plane to go to KetoCon.
That's why I am so glad. I am so glad that I decided to drive this trip.
And I thought to myself, we had such delays on that crazy weekend where we went to New York for Fancy Food Show and to take care of George, that I was like, that won't happen again. But here we are. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. The pilots are striking. We basically live in France. Every time I'm in France, somebody's striking.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like,
well, do we know what are they striking over?
I have no idea. Megan just texted me the pilots are striking and I should book Southwest, but I'm not going to book Southwest because I already paid for a flight on Delta.
By the way, we're recording this on the 30th of June. So we're a couple of weeks ahead because of all the travel I have going on. But I'm so glad that, I'm doing 7,000 miles this coming month in just a couple of week period. And people go, oh, why are you doing that? I was like, well, I like to drive. So that's part of it. Number two, is cheaper, even with hotels and everything else and gas. It's still cheaper. And for God's sake, I don't have to go through god-awful Atlanta because I'm tired of looking at people walking around.
I'll be in Atlanta.
People are
right after Austin. I'm going to Atlanta the very next minute.
Anna, I want you to take some video and stuff for me. People are dressed like they're going to bed.
Yes.
People get on planes and they got the little fuzzy slippers on.
Which, by the way, I don't understand because you live on the East Coast. How long is your flight? 2 hours? That's nothing. I'm flying from LA.
They got the fuzzy slippers.
It's like 6 hours from New York to LA.
You know, it really gross.
So I get the slippers for that.
You ever go to the bathroom on a plane?
Yeah, which is why I have to have an aisle seat because I'm constantly having to get up to go to the bathroom on the plane.
Okay. Me too. I'm old retired dude, remember? So
tiny little bladder.
I get up and I go to the bathroom. And when you walk out of the bathroom, it's like your shoes are shellacked to the floor.
It's revolting.
It's
and
like
people are wearing sock-footed, open-toed shoes or sock-footed up in those bathrooms.
Barefoot. I've seen people.
No, they are not barefooted.
I watched a woman walk into that bathroom barefooted. And
was she a young person?
Yeah.
Or does she?
Yeah, probably early 20s. She had.
You don't have the germaphobe at that age. You don't get it.
But Anna, just walking up and down that aisle because people come out of that bathroom, so that urine and all that stuff is on the floor. It's everywhere, and they're walking around the plane with no shoes on. What's wrong with people, folks? If you're on a plane, for God's sake, keep your shoes on your feet. These planes are disgusting.
Do you take your shoes off when you get to the door of your home?
No. We
do.
See, I'm not that guy. I had clients who were, a lot of these celebrities, like at the door, which means I could never walk in with smelly feet. Most of my clients, I was sweating all day, and I would always have to keep socks in my car. I had foot powder in my car. I don't have smelly feet anyway, but I was always changing clothes in the car. Like, oh, I'm going to so-and-so's house. I got to take the fucking shoes off at the door. Right. It was always a thing throughout my whole career.
Good.
My car I looked like a gigolo. I had clothes.
you were like an actor who wasn't an actor.
I had deodorant. I had mouthwash and toothpaste. You go to a Starbucks, you're drinking a coffee in between things. You can't go in and train someone smelling like coffee breath.
No, definitely not.
You know me with the coffee and cigars before I walk in to train a client. Yeah, you can't walk in with coffee and cigar. No, I would walk in with coffee, but I couldn't do that. I'd sip coffee in between things. I would get the toothbrush out, because this is what you do. But now we got people getting on planes like animals. It's like a herd of animals getting on planes. They don't care. I dress better when I'm doing gardening in the yard. I just don't get what's going on. Am I really old man Vinnie now because of this? Am I that guy now?
I mean, you don't have to wear like a suit jacket, but like.
No. But when I first started flying, you better believe people still wore jackets.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was also, too, the seats weren't as close together back then. They gave you a little bit of room. You actually had a knife and fork. You know what I mean?
People smoked. When I first
started, God, the smoking was the worst.
Cigarette trays and everything.
Yeah,
and here's the thing.
That's right.
When I first started traveling by plane, it was, I was like, all right, I'm going to be gone for 3 days. I need an outfit for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And of course, I'm going to wear this outfit on the plane, but I need a different outfit for the plane ride home. That was all planned out. Now, hey, wait, I went painting in this outfit last weekend. Where's those old flip-flops I have? Let's throw those bad boys here. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I agree. You know what else is ridiculous?
The fact that we haven't gotten to fitness yet in this show.
No, I'm gonna tell you the title of this article. You're not gonna like it.
Oh boy!
This was sent to me by Silvano Gimetti. You know him?
He's on Twitter. Drinking? Can I start drinking?
Yeah. You definitely can.
God, my neighbor gave me some booze just now.
This is from the Vancouver City News.
Go on.
Health Canada plan to require warning labels on ground beef, pork, raises concerns. Health Canada is expected to start putting labels on products containing high levels of saturated fats, sugars, or sodium, but concerns are being raised as two of the most affordable sources of protein are not being granted exemptions. An agency is not exempting ground beef or pork. A move Sylvain Charlebois, Senior Director of the Agri-Food Analytics at Dalhousie, I don't know how to say that word, University, feels will deter people from buying those products in general. So they're basically now labeling the beef and pork as being bad for you, which if it's happening in Canada, it's not going to happen.
Well, no, look, they've been trying to.
It could happen here.
Yeah, it's going to happen here. They've been pushing that for years. I said it in the last election cycle. We had one guy, Cory Booker, who was saying, no, beef, we got to get beef out of here. Can you imagine? Right? And by the way, folks, this is not political. I get he's a Democrat. If a Republican had said the same thing, I'd be just as pissed. I don't play politics on this show. But when people start saying that meat is bad for you, this is not good. In Canada, you're not. I mean, the fact that they're doing that, it proves that we've come nowhere. Nina Teichos and I talk about this all the time. We've made some headway, but this is a real problem.
And also, too, why are they associating saturated fats with sugars? They're two completely different things.
Because
the saturated fat myth is still out there. It's still very much out there, very pervasive.
Yeah. And you would think that the American Heart Association and some of these AHAs around the world, I don't know what Canada has, but you would think that they would come around on this. I want to know this woman's name. You need to spell it for me, Anna.
This woman's name?
Yeah, the woman who's doing this, the health czar.
Oh, hold on. I already X'd out of the article.
Oh no, I need info here. I need to see who we're talking about here. Yeah, silence is great.
Health Canada. They didn't say who the health czar is.
No, you came up with a name.
No, this is the person who's trying to fight it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sylvain Charlebois is trying to fight it.
Yeah, it's got to, we got to fight this tooth and nail on every level because, look, we already have kids who aren't developing correctly. We know that when we vegan kids of vegan parents, they don't develop. We know this stuff.
Right.
We know that we need meat as humans. It's like when California did a thing where, well, we known to the state of California, coffee is a carcinogen. Based on what? Based on the fact that everywhere else in the world, we know it to be the number one antioxidant drink you can actually put in your body, except for one place, California. Coffee is known to the state of California to be a carcinogen. A carcinogen? Are you fucking insane?
Right.
Yeah.
It is insane.
It drives me up one wall and down the other.
Yeah.
When any of this stuff comes out, it just drives me insane because it's made up out of whole cloth. No, Bonzo, I'm not yelling at you.
Poor Bonzo.
Good boy. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Good boy.
we're having some dog adventures.
What's going on?
Poor Izzy has a little kidney disease.
Ugh.
I know it's starting. So then they were like, put her on the kidney food there. And she gave me 3 different brands to do it. And I looked it up and I can't do it, Vinny. It's horrible. The ingredients are horrible.
Is it all made by Hill Science Diet?
It's like a science diet. There's a Purina one and there's the Royal Canine one, which I think is owned by one of the companies anyway. And they have it has vital wheat gluten and
it's all crap. They want to.
I'm going to make her some chicken, some lentils, some zucchini, and just do it lower protein and give her the herb that the doctor gave me and then the other multivitamin for the dog.
Anna, when Topsy was going through the same thing, kidney failure, we kept him alive and healthy for another couple of years.
Yeah.
There's a company in LA and you can go once every 2 weeks. You can, just go with an ice chest. The food is frozen or cold. It's called Just for Dogs.
Oh, I know that company.
It's human grade food for dogs.
Yeah.
No, nothing, no this, no that. It's just, and it's cheap enough. Your dog is small. Topsy, if I had to do it with the Bonzo, it would be an astronomical cost. But when you have a tiny dog, the way Topsy was and the way your Italian Greyhound is,
right,
you can easily afford that.
They eat like half a cup of food for every meal.
It's going to probably be cheaper than that crap they want you to buy. That's like super expensive and it's full of crap.
Vinny, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to make it.
You can make it.
It's exactly, the same thing. It's rice, chicken.
Yeah.
A little bit of vegetable.
Yeah. You can make it.
I'm going to make it.
Right.
I'm going to make it. So but just food for dogs is, they're really good. And in fact, they have them in New York because that's what we were feeding Charlie. George has a new English lab called Charlie, and we were feeding her these big packs for just that company. So they either ship nationwide or they must have locations.
I don't know how it works, but I just know that we did that for Topsy when he got sick. But the key to keep these dogs healthy, well, you have a purebred. I have purebred, so it's tougher because of the genetics. Right. But look, I've gotten 2 Vishal past 15 years and I'm knocking on wood because I'm watching one take a nap on my yoga mat right now. You have your own bed over here. But get some ass get some ass on daddy's yoga.
Yeah, just scoot it around.
Rub those balls around, see what you can do.
But no, Vinny, here's the thing. And if people say, why are you giving rice and lentils? She actually likes the rice and lentils and she does well with it. And we have to decrease the protein with the, with the kidney disease. So, she was on a keto food for a little while and I took her off of that. And I wonder, I don't know if that was,
how old is she?
She's almost 13. But this breed is supposed to go like 14 to 17. We'll see.
Yeah.
She seems fine other than frequent urination. So I was like, but she went totally blind, frequent urination, drinking a ton of water. And this dog never used to drink water, like ever. And so I was like, did she go diabetic? Like, is my dog, have diabetes? Which, to be honest with you, either one is not a good diagnosis, but day-to-day maintenance, kidney disease is going to be easier because instead of giving insulin shots to a dog, I know a lot of you have had to deal with that because I've been talking to folks in the groups. It's a lot. But she does not have diabetes.
Is she down to a West Virginia amount of teeth?
She has her 2 little incisors. And now because she doesn't have her other teeth, they now stick out. Yeah. And a couple molars and that's it. So it has to be very soft food. Yeah. There's no kibble for this. If we give her kibble, she gets homemade chicken broth in the kibble.
Yeah. She's gumming. Yeah, it's such a sweet dog. Worst
He's so
breath
sweet.
I've ever smelled on any dog ever.
The worst breath in the history of breath.
So cute, yet
Sarah
smells so
Silverman
bad.
had a joke about that her dog was so old and his breath was so bad. It's like all the farts in the world took a shit. That's what it smells like. That's basically what Izzy's breath. Well, actually, it's better now that she doesn't have the teeth.
Yeah.
Much better without the teeth. But she's so sweet and she hasn't been herself. And you know what it's like when they're not themselves, and you're like, it's heartbreaking.
My favorite Sarah Silverman joke was when she goes, the other night I was licking jelly off my boyfriend's balls, and all I can think is, ooh, I'm becoming my mother.
She had another one. It's like, can you believe that I started as an explosion from my dad's balls? Hard to believe I was ever so thin. I love that joke. Oh, she's pretty great.
Yeah, she's
also really nice in person. I've met her several times.
I've never met. You would think I would have met her because of
Yeah.
all the comedians I worked with. Never met her, and always loved her.
Would you like to talk about kids and hormones?
This is a good. This is the perfect segue from talking about what's going on in Canada. Go on, Anna. What do you have to say about kids and hormones? Because I bet I can tie it in. I don't even know what's coming out of your mouth, and I bet I can tie it in. Go on, regale me with kids and hormones.
No, it's just a question from Scott Coffey. He said
coffee. The one thing you can't drink. Never mind.
It is it did say in that article, the Health Canada article, it did say like this is the first time they're going to put warning labels on a single ingredient food.
Which is, man, it's
bonkers.
That's a bad road to go down.
It's a bad message to send.
When we look at back at this moment in history, we will not be proud of ourselves. I'm just telling you. And I wanted to go
for many reasons, but yes.
This guy who was kicked off of Wikipedia, and this guy who gets shadow banned all over the internet.
You're talking about yourself?
Yeah. This guy was yelling as loud as he could, and no one gave a shit. But go on, Anna. What's the question? Coffee. I wish my last name was Coffee.
I know. Wouldn't that be fitting?
Vinnie Coffee. You could get Vinnie Coffee. PureVinnieCoffee.com.
Yeah. Just Scott Coffey asking, it would be great if you and Vinnie would do several episodes on why girls, several episodes, a big ass, Scott.
Yeah, come on, Scott. We can't even make it through an episode.
Several episodes.
Would you guys do a gaggle of episodes? Maybe, I don't know, 5.
I was wondering if you could do a Ken Burns level series of documentary episodes.
And sell it to Netflix.
Okay. I'm teasing you, Scott. We love you. It would be great if you and Vinnie could do several episodes on why girls are starting puberty and younger ages as well as boys, but their testosterone. Okay. I'm going to see if I can interpret this. I feel like when you read something in text to speech and it makes perfect sense when you say it, and then you read it, you get someone's text to speech and you're like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
That's how I think that Scott narrated this text to speech. I think what he wants to know is why girls are starting puberty younger and younger and boys as well. But obviously it's like, it's more alarming when you have 7-year-olds getting a period. But boys having testosterone levels that are lower than generations before. Oh, he says probably an idea for another documentary. Thanks. You're welcome, Scott.
And maybe I can, that would be a great subject. Well, I know a little bit about it only from people who I've talked to, and some of those guys have been on the show. Dr. Robert Lustig.
Yeah, Lustig, I bet knows.
Yeah, he knows more about.
He's like a childhood health expert.
Yeah. Big time doctor. But I remember reading in his book not long ago. And of course, if I did a documentary like this, I wouldn't do it I wouldn't even go out and look for the money to do it unless Robert Lustig signed on first.
Yeah. That'd be cool though.
But he's talking about girls in his book having, maybe that's where he got it from, as young as 7 or 8 or whatever. Maybe you said that. Starting to develop breasts and they started noticing periods and this and that in certain girls. And a lot of it has to do with the amount of estrogen they're receiving at a young age from everything. My friend, Dr. Anthony J., who's been on the show several times, wrote a book called Estrogeneration. He's from the Mayo Clinic. The guy is way smarter than the average bear. And Estrogeneration was the first time I learned of him, but he's been on the show 3 or 4 or 5 times. He talks about all the estrogen we get from the environment that we've put ourselves in. Plastics, Benjamin. You know.
That's why I didn't want to do a lot of plastic.
Yeah. Look, I mean, right here. Water.
Get the metal cup.
Metal. It's a stainless steel thing, right? I drink my coffee, stainless steel cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could use a porcelain cup, but I carry this in my car and everything else. If I were to stop and get a Starbucks or anything, which doesn't happen very often here, but I'm going to be traveling, you can go in and ask them to fill up your cup. They won't do that. But as soon as they pour it in that cup, I pour it in my cup. I don't want it to sit there and grab any more of that estrogen than it has to grab.
Right.
Usually when I leave the hotels in the morning, I'll take my thermos and stainless steel on the inside. I'll fill that up, and that'll usually last me all day. It matters.
Metal and glass are much better for your
metal, glass, porcelain, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We all love the new car smell. Guess what?
Guess what we're inhaling?
That's off-gassing of these estrogens in your nose, and it's in your body. We sit around so much and worry about secondhand smoke, right? Say, oh, secondhand smoke. Yes, secondhand smoke is bad, but we have stuff in our environment that's way worse, that's causing this kind of stuff to happen. With the boys and with the boys and the not being sexual. I was just listening to some expert today somewhere that was talking about how high school kids are leaving high school now with zero sexual experience, meaning no kissing, no nothing, whatever.
Not even kissing?
Yeah, like zero, because
oh my goodness,
the drive is going down and down and down for boys. And I know every dad out there is going, thank God I have a daughter, and no one's going to touch her. But that's not the way the world works, right?
Right.
And we've been hearing, these guys are not getting out there. They're not, dating. They're not into girls anymore, and all this kind of stuff. And it's because the testosterone is down. And again, it could be from all of this estrogen. It could be from the lack of vitamin D and getting out in the sun, because they're all sitting inside playing on fucking games. They're playing these games. This is not good for your health, folks. I wish I was making this stuff up. I know I'm old man Vinnie here, but we're doing this. Go on, Anna.
You'll appreciate this. Rob Sivas, Dr. Rob Sivas, the low carb doc or whatever he calls himself.
Robert Sivas.
But I think he pronounces it Sivas, like the W is a V.
I know the guy.
But when he says it, it sounds like he says Sivas. He says Siwas?
Siwas. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm going to say his own name clearer.
At the end,
note to you, Dr. Rob Siwas.
Yeah, learn how to say your own name.
Learn how to say your own name and don't be a mush mouth, okay?
By the way, I'm going to be on the same speaking dais with him coming up in Virginia somewhere at the end.
Oh, good.
I can't remember.
I love him.
But
I actually thought I might text him and have him be my doctor because I love him so much. I love his videos so much.
Yeah, Robert Siwas is a good. He knows who you are because he listens to the show.
No, I'm gonna fangirl out. I love him. Well, I was just watching a video of his where he basically said another issue with vitamin D is that when there's so much insulin resistance out there, vitamin D can't even be effective.
Right. So
you've got the insulin resistance from too many carbs, not going outside. Will the vitamin D even convert? Like if you're not supplementing, like it's all a shitstorm. And then you got the estrogens and the phytoestrogens and all the things and the toxic microplastics. We're fucked, you guys. We're fucked.
Yeah, we cannot keep vitamin D in stock over at purevitaminclub.com. We're in stock.
I take three of those every day.
I take 4.
And I take 2
Yeah.
magnesium every day.
I take so many magnesiums that, you know,
That you just shit magnesium.
I crap license plates. So does anyone get that reference anymore from Jaws? License?
Yeah, I would hope so. The Louisiana license plate.
Was it a Louisiana license plate?
I thought it was a Louisiana license plate because he came up the Mississippi.
No, I don't think.
He came from the Gulf of Mexico and he went around.
Don't know.
I thought so. I don't know. If Lauren were here, as we've established, he won the game show about Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah. I will,
Hold on, I'm going to text him right now and say, what state
was the license plate from in Jaws? It might have been Louisiana.
I'm not going to Google it. I want him to answer it.
Yeah.
What state was the license plate from in Jaws?
All right.
He'll get back to me. Don't worry. He can't resist.
So,
Look,
you have the Anthony J's out there. You have the Robert Cyruses out there. You have the Lustigs out there. And all of these people are saying the same thing, right? It's, first off, the estrogen is really high. Guys aren't getting out there. And people, when people come to my house, it's like, your house is kind of old timey. It's like, yeah, like the Waltons. No, I'm not that bad. We don't have anything in plastic. We don't buy that kind of stuff. You see, I don't even cook in Tupperware with,
you should get some glass Tupperware if you can do it.
I cook, I cook in one pan.
Yeah.
I make my steaks in the same, that
I'm the same way,
thing. Yeah. I don't want any of this non-stick, blah, blah, blah. None of that is in my house. Right. Look, I had cancer and they told me it would be back in 5 years. That was in 2008 when I was cleared of cancer.
Right.
It's 2022. Do the math. I've gone all of those years cancer-free because anything I was doing, I stopped doing. And you'll go, oh, come on, you get a cup of coffee. Who cares? You do it day in and day out, and it matters. It matters. You drink out of styrofoam. You would never catch me drinking out of a styrofoam anything.
Do they make styrofoam anymore?
I think they do. I'm sure they do. By definition, they make styrofoam.
That'll live forever.
But, that's where we are, man.
Unfortunately, this stuff too is like, did you see that article in the Atlantic about how China is basically like, don't send us any more of your plastic to recycle because it's not happening.
Yeah.
Because usually we would send shit over to China to do the recycling part of it. And then they said it's kind of a misnomer anyway, because they have to heat it up to such high heats. It releases such a toxic fume.
Yeah.
That I'm like, wow. And here's the thing. Plastic's been great in a lot of ways. Like I don't ever want to demonize plastic, but we have to reduce the thing where we touch it day to day or do the things,
Yes, we need to start demonizing. I get it in medicine, all these things. Maybe use it in medicine where they have a thing in your arm and a catheter and this and that.
Absolutely. That kind of stuff for sure.
Plastic. But in your day-to-day life, it's so easy to cut it out.
Well, and the thing is, like in Europe, they have a really robust glass recycling program. So everything comes in glass and everyone saves their glass, their milk glasses, their beer glasses, you know what I mean? All that stuff, they save it and bring it back.
Yeah.
And they get the, credits for it. And it's just what you do.
Yeah.
Because glass is very easily recyclable. And I don't know how we got so far off track.
When I was a kid, the way my brother and I kept our go-kart running, we would collect Coke bottles from the neighbors.
Yeah.
Because it cost, I think it cost like 18 cents or something like that, 20 cents to fill up the tank. And
that's awesome.
So we would go and we had a 2-gallon jug that we would want to go fill up. So that was like, might have cost $1. We'd just go around to the neighbors, because people would buy Coke. They would come in a wooden thing and you put the Cokes in there and the guy would come in, but they were redeemable for 5 cents a piece. You get enough Coke, you got yourself.
That's a lot of money back then.
Oh yeah. It might've been 2 or 3 cents at one point, but we would collect everything that was recyclable and go right back to the national. When my mom would go to the national, it was the national food store chain.
Yeah.
Or Winn-Dixie. We would say, wait, before you leave. And we would, in the back of the car, we would put, all the drink things. and she would come back and give us our money, and then we can go ride that go-kart again.
You know, we have to start somewhere, which is why I developed the packaging that I did for the spice mixes. And I don't know. We have to start somewhere. That's a solution that I can provide. You know what I mean? But ultimately, we choose with our pocketbooks. People will respond. And back in the day, at least 10 years ago, when you and I were first having these conversations, are you calling Mah-rie?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, you're not.
No, I am. The conversation. Go on.
Are you calling Mah-rie?
Hey, Ma, can you hear me?
There we go. Bring her on.
Hang on. Ma, can you hear me? She did something on her end. Hello?
She hung up on you.
So she was saying.
Ask her if she wants to be on the national internet.
Okay.
This is an international internet situation.
Yeah.
We got Mark Thompson in New Zealand.
You keep cutting out. Can you hear me? Why is she cutting out? Can you hear me? I wonder what's going on. I'll try one more time, Anna.
Okay, you try one more time.
Watch. I'll put it on speaker.
Is something
There she is.
up?
I know. I wait. I got you now, Ma. Can I bring you on the show? I'm doing the show. All right, hang on. We haven't brought Mah-rie on in a long time. Hang on. Ma, can you hear me?
I hear you very well.
All right, we're going to turn you up a little bit. Say something again.
I can hear you very well.
Say
Hey,
hi.
Mah-rie, how you doing?
Hey, Anna, how are you?
I'm wonderfully well. And yourself?
Anna, really and truly, yes, I am. I'm not in my kitchen every day, but
Mhm.
out of a 7-day week, I think I'm in my kitchen 4 days, which is
I'm
fantastic.
proud of you. That's awesome.
I know I'm proud of me too. I am. And Vin, I'm glad you called. I went to Lanny's today to pick up some lunch.
Yeah.
And he's got a new sausage. And everybody's been telling me, have you tried the pineapple sausage?
Pineapple.
Yes. Wait.
Oh, come on.
That's upsetting.
Wait a minute, Vinny. So I buy the pineapple. Yes, it is absolutely delicious.
Oh, come on,
So
man. It's got to be full of sugar.
Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. I won't be able to get it again, Vinny.
Yeah.
Lanny told me he cannot keep it on the shelf. And I said, Lanny, it is absolutely, positively delicious. What is in it?
Sugar.
So brown sugar, no less.
Of course.
That's two kinds of sugar. That's molasses and white sugar and one sugar.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. And I said, man, Lanny, look, I do. I understand, why he can't keep it on the shelf, because it's absolutely delicious. But that was my God.
That was your sweet treat, was a pineapple sausage.
Yeah. And I've never even heard of anything like it.
Well,
you
see, that's the thing. That's what I'm always trying to explain to you. Everything is nothing but sugar nowadays. So I'll give you an example, Ma, just so, and this will help the audience too. You know of how you say Jack Daniels, right?
Right.
All right, Jack Daniels. So that's a distilled liquor, and as you know, distilled liquors, you can drink that because your body, it's already basically processed. So you won't turn your insulin pump on in your body, right? You won't start dropping insulin if you have. But guess what they make now?
What?
They make like maple syrup or honey,
cinnamon
yeah.
Jack or something.
And they put different flavors because everybody is so addicted to sugar. You can't even be an alcoholic without getting type 2 diabetes.
I know. And look, and really, I really went in not to get that. I went to get some grilled fish. And I saw he had a sign, fresh pineapple sausage. And I said, Lanny, everybody's been telling me about this sausage and I've never had it. So I got it, but
you see,
I'm not gonna-
now you're lying to me, because you call me from the grocery store all the time and go, hey, can I have this? Can I have that? But you go to Lanny's, who, by the way, Anna was one of my classmates. Big Lanny used to
Yes.
own the butcher shop. Now little Lanny.
Oh.
So, you
Yeah.
go to Lanny's, all of a sudden you lose my phone number. I see how that works.
No, well, no, listen.
No, I'm
I can-
listening. I'm over here. I'm
All
listening.
right.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff that he knows that I don't eat sugar or grains.
But he
okay,
more than happily sold you that crap.
without telling me.
That
But
bastard. That SOB.
Wait, are we mad at Lanny right now?
Oh, I think you tell
Are we
Lanny.
mad at him?
No,
I tell him I got a.
I'm mad at him.
Tell him I got a beef to pick with him. See what I did there, Anna? He's a
Mhm.
bud.
no,
You see?
no. I'm not telling him that. But I did buy other meat from him other than the sausage.
Ma, do they
And,
still make the Italian sausage over at Lanny's? Like
Yes, and I'm going to tell you something. He does a good job with his
Really?
Lonnie sausage.
Mm.
Yeah, I like it. Now his lasagna, he puts a yellow cheese in
Oh,
lasagna.
come on.
What?
Do not know.
He's
any
Cajun.
Italian.
He's a Cajun.
But,
He's-
But-
come
Oh
on.
my God! But Anna,
but he's a Cajun, but he's been around the block. He knows not to put yellow cheese in a lasagna.
No.
well, I will
Now I'm outraged.
tell you this. I would tell you something. Most of the things he has there is absolutely on target. He has a tremendous business at. Oh,
Yeah, I guess if you're putting sugar in your sausage. Jesus
well,
Christ.
no, this is a new item.
Okay.
This is a new item.
You let
and he
Lanny know I
told-
got my eye on him. Ma. Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna go in and tell him that. Well, I usually go in when I
Probably will
don't-
too.
She will.
No, I had somebody cleaning the house today, and so I didn't want to mess up the kitchen while she was cleaning the house. So that's why I went to Lanny's.
Simone,
today.
I got to tell you why I called.
Let me hear you.
I was reminiscing about when Michael and I were kids.
All right.
And remember, we had the go-karts and all that stuff, homemade
Oh, yeah.
go-karts and all that, And
Right.
you remember how we got money to put the gas in the gas tank?
How you got money to put gas in the gas tank?
Yeah, of the go-kart. Do you remember that?
No, Vinny, you remember things that I have forgotten years ago.
Well, it was very important to get that go-kart filled up. I mean, we would collect Coke bottles because there was a redemption on the Coke bottles.
Oh, now was it the cans or the
No,
bottles?
it was the bottles. It was the bottle. It
bottles.
was the
I
glass
yeah,
bottle
I
redemption.
remember.
But we were talking
remember.
about how, like some countries like Europe still, has the glass redemption. It's like,
Yeah.
that's how Michael and I used to fill up the go-kart because we
Yeah.
would give you the bottles and you would take them to the Winn-Dixie or the National and they'd give you a couple of shekels for it. And
If I remember, your mama used to put them on the side for you.
exactly. She would have them there and Lena had
I
some.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah. And that's how we kept the go-kart going. Boom. The good old days.
Yep. I don't know about the days being so good right now, Vinny, but Daddy and I are just two of us in the house.
Be careful what you say, Mom, because you're not talking politics at all, right?
No,
Okay,
I
good.
don't. I don't talk politics.
I know, but when
I-
you start talking about the good old days, not there anymore. People go right into some form of
No,
politics, and
no,
I don't.
but
You know me, I don't talk politics.
No, I'm not interested in that either. But I will tell you this: my grocery bill is definitely not quite doubled, but almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's gone up.
I go in to buy meat now, and I buy along the specials. Like I don't know if you know this, there's one store where I get the senior discount now on Thursday, and
Okay.
so I do that. But there's Harris Teeter. They got the Vic special. I get meat, and I go to the other butcher and get the meat. But man, it is it's getting up there.
Yep.
It's getting a bit scary.
And it's going to keep going up.
It is. Daddy said he wishes we still were able. He wishes that he was still able to do a garden. But I want to tell you what I did with my my salmon. I bought the big, the big fresh piece that I used to pay $20-something for. Well, I'm almost paying double that now. But what I do is I brought the whole piece home and I cut it in. I think I was able to get 4 out of it.
Wow.
So that was, I cut it and then I rebag it.
Well,
I put it in Ziplocs.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to take a deer or 2 this year. I have a big deep freezer and I can fill that up. But the problem is I eat wild meat. Serena's not so into it.
I'm not into it at all.
Yeah, and as you know, I love
venison with the barbecue dust would be really good.
Venison in general is delicious. Some people don't like the taste of wild meat, and
I like it.
And I love it. And but
I don't put any recipes in my books though because I feel like it's a specific thing.
Yeah, people go back.
I barely put lamb in my books because people are like, "What?"
She'll eat pheasant and all that kind of stuff, but
yeah.
she's not into Bambi.
Oh, I roasted quail from down the street.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Bird.
The wildest thing I'll eat is rabbit.
Yeah.
I love a rabbit stew with rosemary.
Yeah.
That's a very Italian dish.
I will tell you this, Anna, Sai's mother, I don't know what she did with the rabbit, but it was really good.
She would marinate it. Because
first.
She would marinate it with like Worcestershire sauce or something like that. Like she would just let it sit in that for especially if the rabbit was never frozen. So if I went hunting that morning,
right,
and skinned it up and handed it to her, she would cut it up. She knew how to cut them too. You didn't even have to cut them, and she would somehow marinate it in that, and it would literally fall off the bone. God.
Yeah, she cooked that really good. Now, several of my neighbors are hunters, and their wives really, really, they know how to marinate the deer roast and the deer meat. I'm just not into that.
No, Jeff will bring you all the rabbits you want, but you don't remember how to marinate them, do you?
Then I don't want to even know how because.
It's too much. She's got enough on her plate.
Yeah, you just keep going to Lanny and get maybe he can inject some rabbits next year with some sugar and
some prune juice.
With some I
feel like rabbits would go well with prunes. Just saying.
Anna, what would happen in Donaldsonville, like if you killed a deer?
Yeah.
Like the butchers couldn't get to them right away, so you would have to go to the fish markets or wherever and get them to hang your deer. They had you would just have to hang them somewhere in town until you could get a butcher to get to them. And do all the chopping.
But I'm gonna tell you something with the price of meat the way it is. I'm seeing more and more people sitting out by the bayou, Vinnie, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I see them actually catching fish out there.
Yeah, it's sad when you have to, start resorting. I love catfish, but some people don't, and I would go out there and grab myself.
I love catfish. And what do they call it? Like scooping? What is it called? Is it a word where you're in there, in the silt and getting the catfish?
It
has a verb.
No, you can only do that during spawning, where you could put the gutter, you crunch the gutter on one end. We used to do that at Lake Veretta at Moose's camp, and
I'm determined to find.
I can't remember what it's called either, but that was you could get them without ever putting a line in the water. You could catch 2 at a time. They were going there to spawn, and you would just pick up the gutter pipe and hope that there wasn't a water moccasin in there. And
yeah. But I see people sitting along the bayou, and they got their little rod and reels out, and I see them. I actually see them. Now they are putting another pump, where the pump is now.
Yeah.
they bought all that property there, and they actually putting more pumps, so the bayou is going to be even more viable.
Oh, good. So people can just catch more fish. Go on, Anna.
It's called noodling.
Oh,
When
yeah,
you catch the catfish
yeah.
by hand, noodling.
Okay. Yeah, I used to,
Oh.
man, catfish, Mom will tell you, catfish is my favorite fish of all fish.
Yeah,
I love
mine
fried
too.
catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever, go on, Ma.
Anna, they frying catfish, and they putting a crab sauce over it. That is
I'll
really
take it.
good. Some and some are putting the crawfish over it. Honestly and truly, I like both of them.
You know, I have on my YouTube and on my Substack a low carb version. I do fried cod, but you could definitely do the low carb version for a fried catfish.
Oh, Anna, next
And you
show.
don't even have to noodle it.
Folks, listen to the Friday show that Anna and I are doing right around this time. Anna, I want the recipe talked about doing that show, because if I could figure out how to do a low carb, because Mom will tell you, I will only have catfish once a year when I go home. It's my treat.
Now you can make it, and I make homemade tartar sauce, and now I put my dill seasoning in the tartar sauce.
Anna,
it's insane. It's insane, Vinny.
Oh my God! If you can,
Mah-rie, I'm gonna send you some of our new spices because you're gonna enjoy these.
Okay, all right. I think I do a pretty decent tartar sauce, Anna.
Great.
You make your own mayo?
Yeah, she does, Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do sometimes, but sometimes I don't.
That's okay. There's no shame in that.
No, sometimes I don't. And but we like homemade. Well, that's kind of common around here. We make our own shrimp sauces and
I do my own cocktail sauce too. And I make my own ketchup too. I haven't done it in years, but
look, I just saw a recipe for homemade ketchup.
Was it an Eat Happy too? Because that's the best one you'll ever have.
All right.
And low in sugar.
Someone else said that, and I did.
She's always reading the group, so she knows.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You read the group.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My dad actually reads it, and then he translates it.
I love it.
Yeah. Listen, Daddy gets frustrated when people put NSNG, but some people change it to NGNS. Mm-hmm. And Daddy really gets. He says, "Does Vinny know about this?" And I say, "Yeah, he takes care of it."
Yeah, that's the whole thing going on. Someone's trying to get around my my trademark. So
yeah,
good
but
luck.
I think we both read all of the things, but Cy is more into it. When he sees something that catches his eye, Vinny, this was really funny. Daddy was reading about one of the posts on Facebook, and he says, "Mah-rie, are you aware that Vinny has a hip problem?" And I said, "I do? Problem." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, look, I'm reading right here. His hip's been hurting." And I said, "Give me that phone." And I took the phone from him and said, "Sir, this is the one." He missed the woman's name who was in your group, and she wanted to know something about her hip was hurting.
Oh God!
And if she should change some of her eating habits or whatever. And I said, "Oh my God, this is not Vinny. Look at this." I sat up and took the phone from him.
See, Anna, I'm going to get rid of you and just have my mom here every week.
It's fine. I don't need to be here. You have the chemistry. Mah-rie's amazing and I love her. So go.
Oh, no.
You have a job now.
Yeah. You got to come on once a week. So.
Do I get paid?
Yeah. I'll give you Anna's pay. She's rich.
Have fun. You might get a couple of pineapple sausages with it.
No, don't send me money. Send me ribeye, send me.
No, I'd rather
Sam-
send you money. It'd be cheaper.
I think it'd be cheaper if you send me money.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just send you money cash. Well, Ma,
Yeah.
this has been great. You know, I'm going to be home for a day or two in about 2 weeks. So
Oh, Vinny, listen, I hate to say this, but I'm so glad that you're not coming home this weekend, but you may come home next or the next.
a couple of weeks from now, because I'm going to be circling back from California and I'm going to Mississippi for Jim's birthday. And
Now, where in Mississippi are you going?
Ma, I can't tell you down the air.
Oh, okay. Well, just let me know where.
Yeah. I
And
will.
okay, that's fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
but because I'm telling you, your daddy and I have daddy and I have a social schedule this weekend.
you're very busy. You're very busy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We're
I
booked.
guarantee you're busier than I am or Vinny is.
Yeah, pretty
Guaranteed.
And they get
With
about-
social engagements.
I
Yeah.
do nothing. I got a guy in my backyard asking me if I'm retired, and and my mom's out there like running around. It makes no sense. None of it makes sense.
Somebody was talking about like a vacation. They're like, it's our first vacation in like a year. And I was like, what? I haven't taken a vacation in 4 years.
Or use
Vacation.
Anna now.
And even then I bring work with me the whole time.
No, I just got through telling this to my beautician this morning. She really needs to take a vacation. And I told her that. I said, it just rests your mind and just do whatever you want.
You're
Just
right.
wander. And that's what we do. We just wander around.
But
And
you
if we
see, Anna, my mom
That's
is a
awesome.
Jardina, and the Jardinas live to enjoy life. I've never seen anything
We-
like this.
we do enjoy life.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, all of her nieces and her nephew, because there's only one set of Jardinas, we actually call them the Jardashians. I mean, because they're out there just living life, enjoying themselves.
That's awesome.
Well, you know what it is. They work very hard.
I'm sure they
They-
do, Ma. I'm sure they do. I'm trying to
and
figure
they
out.
do.
I don't know this for sure because I've never counted anyone's money, but I got a feeling I have more money than any two Jardinas put together because they're school teachers. School teachers don't make a lot of money.
Don't
and-
you knock us around.
Look, Ma, I'm just being honest. I look at the Jardinas, I go, wait a minute. How do they have that life? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong that on a teacher's salary every weekend, hey, we're in Vegas, we're in Mississippi, we're in North Carolina. I'm like, how? Why don't I have that life, Ma? What happened to me, Ma? I need to know.
Well, maybe I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe you should have made better life choices.
I should have
I don't
been
know.
more like a Jardina.
Yeah.
All they do is have
Yeah.
fun. That's all they do.
Oh yeah, but you see, my mama was like that. My papa was like that. When you said go, my mama would wait. Let me go change my clothes. I'm coming.
Yeah,
You know that-
she always that woman was always smiling, always having. And Papa Tripodi was the same way.
Papa
Old
was-
guy from Italy didn't even know how to say my name. He called me Benny my entire life with a B.
I
it's
just
like-
didn't know your name.
No, Ben. And it was like
Benny,
Benny, come on, Benny. And I'm like, and he taught me how to fish. That's the man who taught me how to fish.
Well, and my papa fished every single day of his life
Yeah.
in a pull-out cab on the side of the bayou, Anna, just like these people are doing. Not because he needed to fish to eat. It's because that's what he did in Italy. And when he came to America, he shrimped, and where they own their own boats and
Mhm,
shrimp and that kind of thing. And then he retired from that, and he wouldn't get away from it. He'd go to the bayou, get in his little car every day, drive to the bayou. And my cousins and I, we wanted to he sat in the same place, and we wanted to put a little fisherman there with a plaque
Aw.
with Papa's name on it. And do you know the Bayou Lafourche Authority would not let us do that? You cannot erect anything along the bayou. You know, any kind of statuary.
And of course, everybody puts piers and everything else, but they couldn't put one old wow.
Well, yeah. My cousin.
I'm canceling the Bayou Lafourche authorities. I'm canceling them.
It's like I'm canceling them too. You know, he lived to be like 100. Papa was really
Papa
old.
was Papa was 99. He was almost 100 when he passed.
Unbelievable. They wouldn't. Yeah, come on. Let's just put this one wop next to the bayou. But no, he was he was a tiny man. He couldn't have been 5'6". It wouldn't have taken a whole lot of space. You know.
And Anna, there was a corner grocery store by our house, and my grandmother would send my papa to that grocery store at least 50 times a day. And he would just go, it was just like
back and forth.
Men need a purpose.
Yeah. Just kept wearing out shoes. Going back.
I hate to do this, but Vinny, I've got to get going.
All right, we're going to have to let you go because
bye, baby.
But I feel like I want to just talk to Mah-rie, just like hang out and hear stories.
Ma, thank you for coming on. I'll call you later.
All right.
Love you.
Love you, Ma.
We love you. Love you too, Anna. You too, Ben. Talk to you later, baby.
Bye.
Yeah. They love when she comes on, man.
She's amazing.
They go nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, Anna.
Did you take the phone out of the thing?
No.
Because it was making a weird noise. I don't know if it was picking up on your end. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just
it wasn't. It was just
okay. Good. Never mind.
Villa Capelli.
Villa Capelli
would have loved Villa Capelli.
He would have felt like this was a taste of home. Villa Capelli's
he and Mama Virginia was from the old country. Yeah.
The best olive oil on the planet. I got another message today. Hey, Anna, do you know when Villa Capelli is going to be back in stock? By the way, hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, it's back in stock because they're waiting, sitting at the dock at Customs. And you know what happens at the docks. Yeah. Yeah. A bunch of tomfoolery.
Yeah. Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery is happening down there to prevent us from getting our Villa Capelli. As soon as it's checked in, but here's what you guys do. Go to villacapelli.com and go to the 3-liter tin or the whatever you want to order and put your email in there because the system will automatically notify you when it's available.
That's right.
Do that. Don't message me on Instagram. I can't help you. Go to their site and do it. And although I love hearing from you, I just can't help. So Villa Capelli makes the best olive oil on the planet. We're hoping that by the time this ad comes out, this is everything I just said was irrelevant. You can just go order the oil, but put your name in there. Your email in there to make sure you're notified. And then when you're notified, jump on it. I don't know how much oil Stephen was able to send to us. So
don't say, I'll do it later. And this,
no. It will be sold out. It will be, in fact, I have to jump on it too, because I use the oil in my sauce. So I got to get him to, when it arrives, send more oil because we need to make more sauce. So y'all need to get your hands on some. villacapelli.com, VILLACAPPELLI.com. Use the discount code Vinnie. You'll get 10% off your order. That's Vinnie, VINNIE, not with a wimpy Y. We don't spell Vinnie that way. We spell it VINNIE. And you'll get 10% off your order each and every time.
I'm sending you my mom's thing.
Okay, good.
The town of Donaldsonville, and here's the zip code.
Okay, great. Tomorrow we're recording a Friday show. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. We got that going on. I got a lot going on over here. I told the guys, like, I never stop working. I'm not retired. Folks, you know what to do. Anna Vocino's got the dust. She's just sending some dust to my mom. That dust is she's got the barbecue, which I will be using. No, I'm lying. I'm doing a pound of ground beef for dinner, and I'm going Mexican style. I'm putting the taco dust on because I didn't have time to go out and buy myself a steak tonight. So I'm just going to have a pound of ground beef, and I'm doing it Mexican style. I got one tomato left in there. I got a little cheese I'm going to mix in there. And I got myself an avocado. So I'm doing that Eat Happy kitchen style. Go to eathappy.com. Go to eathappy.com and check out everything that's going on there. She's got books. She's got everything. You going to say something, Anna? Yeah, I was going to say real quick, the update on Jaws was that the license plate is from Louisiana.
There you have it. This was the Louisiana show featuring
This
Mark
was.
Tortorich. Yeah.
And then for the Friday show, we're going to talk about how you can fry some catfish or just any, firm white fish in general.
Yeah.
I said firm white fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my porn name. Folks, you know what to do with me. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the banner, puts coal on the fire and gets my train down the track. We also have the Superfan page. You can check that out at VinnieTortorich.com.